And obviously, we spoke to Deontay Wilder just maybe about 2-3 hours ago, and we mentioned your name, and he said, that's my family, that's my brother. And so you know Deontay quite well. Yeah. Now, every time Anthony Joshua's name gets mentioned, especially in these days, Deontay Wilder's name gets mentioned. First of all, Deontay Wilder, if they were to pair up, if they were to clash some point in the near future, maybe in the next 12 months, how do you see that fight playing out?
First of all, I think it's a super fight. And everybody want to see the fight right now, including Deontay. You know, there's no secret how anxious he is to get the fight. But me coming from a fan perspective, I like the way that it's bubbling. It could bubble like this for months and another year from a fan's perspective. When the fight do finally happen, I just believe they both going to have tested themselves to the limit that they finally going to be ready for each other. Because us as fighters, you never know when you're not ready at this level anyway. Like, you know what I mean? So I just believe that when it do happen, you know, it's no secret who I'm going to have my money on. And I believe Deontay Wilder knocked Anthony Joshua out whenever they do fight. And my reasons for believing that is because of the speed. And I think he's going to get there first. But besides that, I look at it like the heavyweight version of Marvin Hagler versus Tommy Hearns. It's a 3-round fight, in my opinion.
Obviously, Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua are superstars in their own sort of respect. But Anthony Joshua seems to have made that money, made that name. Deontay Wilder is still, he's been a WBC champ for a long time, but doesn't seem to have got there yet. What do you put that down to?
As far as popularity?
Everything. Whole package, brand.
I'm going to say this. I'm going to say it's because I believe the kind of champion he is, but the country he's in, don't really get behind a champion at the status of Deontay Wilder how they should. In my opinion, Deontay Wilder, being the same person he is, but in the UK, is far more known, it's far more worshipped, it's way more appreciated, and he'll get a lot more pats on the back that he's not even looking for, but he just would naturally by being over here in the UK. And it, you know what I mean, it has a lot to do with, you know, the business aspect of things too. You got managers and promoters, and you know, everybody, in my opinion, should be doing their job a little bit more or a little bit better when it comes to Deontay, you know, because he's doing his job all the way that you can expect from a heavyweight champion that's young and that's a knockout artist. He's knocking people out. And it was a time where people was yearning for the kind of heavyweight Deontay Wilder is. Just a few years ago, a couple of years ago, people were saying the heavyweight division is dead. Ignorance is bliss at an all-time high in boxing. Do you know it's people that still running around here saying the heavyweight division is wide open still? No, the fuck it's not. The heavyweight division is not wide open no more. You got two big monsters at the top of it. And then even under them monsters, you have beasts. Then even under them beasts, you have little monsters. The heavyweight division is packed with talent. You got power punchers, you got knockout artists, you got extremely good boxers. You got it's like, you know, it's the best division in the world to me right now, and not because of the prestige part, but because it actually is when you look at it on paper. You know what I'm saying? Not just because heavyweights is knocking somebody out. No, when you look at the landscape of the heavyweight division, it's the best division in boxing right now, hands down.
You've been around the sport for about 20 years. Roughly 20 years. You've seen the politics in boxing. Now there's talks that Anthony Joshua could be signing a deal with HBO in the future. Obviously we know Deontay Wilder's with Showtime. If that's the situation and that does happen, how hard is it to make that fight between the pair?
I was having this discussion earlier with you guys, and at first I thought it would be like an impossible thing, but then Nas was giving us examples of how Lennox and Tyson did it. Floyd and Pacquiao did it with the different networks. If the fight is big enough and the public want it bad enough, like I believe that they will want a Deontay Wilder versus Joshua fight bad enough, it's going to happen regardless. I just believe that both of them are just ordained for each other. Like they have to fight. Like they're perfect dance partners. It has to happen. Like, you know what I mean? You get your Alis and Frazier's, you get your Hearns and Leonards, your Marvins and your Sugars. Right now you have your Deontay Wilder and your Anthony Joshua. Destiny is going to take its course and they're going to fight each other one day. And it's going to be great for the division.
Obviously now Deontay Wilder's the champ. Last weekend we saw Dillian Whyte knock out Lucas Brown. It sort of escalates him into that mandatory position or to fight at some point for the WBC belt. How much do you rate Dillian Whyte first of all? And secondly, does he cause problems to the WBC champ?
Well, as far as where I rate Dylan White, he's one of the best in the world right now. He did what he did the other night with Lucas Brown was chaos. Like, you know what I mean? That's how you send a message through the sport of boxing. That's how you send a message, not just for the UK fans, but for the what he did was like, when you know, it's an incredible thing. When I don't have a relationship with Lucas Brown, I do have a relationship with Dylan White. But when I seen Lucas Brown on the ground, I didn't even have time to really celebrate for somebody that's considered my friend, Dylan White, because I was so worried about Lucas Brown. You get what I'm trying to say? And that's because of the statement that was made by Dylan White. And Dylan been waiting his whole career to do a statement, you know, perform at that level and get a statement like that. That I was proud of him, and I actually hope him and AJ fight again. And you know, if him and Deontay fight, that'll be good for the division as well. And when that fight happens, I'm sure it's going to be another barn burner, and you know what I mean? It's just going to be a great fight. But we all know who the hardest hitting heavyweight in the world is right now, who's the most dangerous man in the division, and it's Deontay Wilder. So, you know, anybody that goes in against him, I don't care who it is. My friend, my mom, my dad, my dog, you're in there with somebody special. So you got to be more than prepared. If that's a thing, because that's how I feel about fighting Deontay. You got to be more than prepared, because it's not just a physical thing; it's a mental thing. Because you have to know, like, it's a difference, in my opinion, when you go to sleep after weighing in. And you say, "Oh, I got to get up and I got to fight such and such. This is gonna be a tough one, but I'm gonna get through it." But it's a difference when you're waking up after a weigh-in and your fight is that same day, and you saying, "I'm ready to fight the hardest hitting motherfucking boxing. My life is on the line." The people that rise to them occasions are the special individuals to me. And I believe Dylan White is a special individual like that because he's extremely tough eternally. Like, you know what I'm saying? He don't know how to back down. He can't spell quit. He don't know nothing about nothing besides going to go get it. And I think even him and Deontay have extremely, I don't want to say great chemistry because they're not lovers, but I'm saying great chemistry as far as noble artists. You get what I'm trying to say? You know, the build-up of that fight is worth the fans to see. Better yet, the fight, I can only imagine. So that's something else I'm looking forward to.